So I'm back. I hope it didn't take too long. It does take some time because I have to make the picture for PayHip and the file for PayHip and put the name on and everything. So it did take me a little bit more than 5 minutes, I think. Maybe it took 10, but I was trying to be very quick about it. So yeah. So this is gonna be a total foot. I'm gonna start it. Nice to see you guys. I have put it now at 0+. So you guys who are here now, if you use the link up there, you can get it at 0+. Once I've done the video, so this is a special perk for you guys. Once the video is done, I'm gonna go in and edit the price to set it at 150. So getting it at 0+ is the perk of being here. I just redid it. Let me just check again because I just redid it. Yeah, it is set at 0+ now, because at first I had put it at 150, but then I was thinking, because I don't have time to send out codes right now, so those who might want to get it right away, it's at 0+ now. I edited it, and those who are here now, they can get it for free now. When I'm finished with the video, I'll edit it and it will be 150 like the last one. So so you gotta get it now if you want to get it at 0. Of course, you're still welcome to leave a tip if you like, but it's a now to get it at that price. So now I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my color scheme is going to be 9. So I have to choose 9 colors. And now I have all this selection. I know that I want that blue violet. That's for sure. I will need a yellow. I think I want this yellow. I will need an orange. I think I want this orange. Then I will need a red. And I think I want this one. So now we got, that's the first 3. Then I do need to, I will keep this one here. That's my first blue. Then I'll have, let me see, I'll have the fuchsia. Yeah, and I will have the deep violet, I think. Or maybe the purple grape this time. Purple grape, and then that blue. So that's 6. We have to select 9 more. I'm gonna go for the last one being this green. And then we're gonna have a turquoise here after this blue. And then I'll take the grass green. So that's my 9 colors, 3, 6, 9. And these are just gonna, whoa, I'm having quite a mess here with all these out. But that's okay. I'll sort them at a later point. Right now we just want to get started. I got pens everywhere. I'm a messy pen person. So I got 9 colors selected. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back to do Weirdi'Dala for my cover. And this time I'm gonna not do it in a... Oh, you're welcome, Patricia. I'm just happy you guys are enjoying it. Ah, that's great. I'm happy that he's understanding why you enjoy my channel. I'm back too. We finished off the Weirdie, and now we're on to coloring for my cover. And we're starting here. Let's see, 3. So I think I'm going to start here with a yellow. And this is a rather complicated one, actually. But, you know, nothing's complicated. You just start somewhere. So this is the first one down. And then we got the next one down. I'm just going to do it like this to sort of, because I want them all to be in a spiral. So I'm just starting off softly. I remember last time I did it really quickly, so now I'm just going to do it softly to do my color spiral. Yeah, no, this one is on the 12. It's Weirdi'Dala 3 teaser 12th of January, sort of to keep it separate. And as soon as, you know, when I'm done with the video, then it will no longer be for the 0+, then it will be set at 150. So that I can hopefully make a few dollars off of it too, if somebody decides to buy it, which does help. You know, the little amounts, they do, you know, little by little become bigger. So that does help, you know, for food and stuff, and yeah, it does help a lot. So I'm happy that I can get a little bit out of it sometimes, and that will also help me in the long run to keep going and keep being able to do this and have fun like this, and keep being creative. So important. So yeah, this is gonna be so cool. I actually, you know, I could have been a little bit smarter and chosen one that was more simple or smaller, but since, you know, I have to do them, and today we finished pretty early, so I think that there's a good good vibe in this one, and it felt right to do this one today. Is it much easier than having to put a code in? I know. But I can't put, I mean, I wish I could put everything at 0+. But the thing is, you know, it's actually very few who will actually leave a tip. So some things I have to put at a price. And then, you know, I decided that with these, with the Weirdi'Dala teasers and the mandala teasers, I will put them available to the guys who participate in the video, who are sort of interacting here and now. And if somebody wants it afterwards, they can get it for 150. And I think, you know, then that's just a perk of following the channel and being here when I'm on, that you get this little extra perk of being able to get this one for free. So that's sort of, yeah, that's sort of it. So now I'm gonna go on the same, because the last green one, I'm gonna continue with the yellow on that one, because I know that that will be the next color for it. So here we go again, and that means that this one will be yellow here. I'm gonna keep, because I see these as eyes, so I'm gonna keep that in the white, just to give it a little bit more of a, that you see it. So so yeah. And then of course on the yellow, I'll continue with the orange. Well, I'm saying of course, this is an ingrown system that I made on how I color these for the covers. And I keep that system because I want them to have a nice consistent thread throughout the covers, that they are yeah, consistent. And I don't do that much of my own cover work. So yeah, I like there to be sort of, I do the weirdies, the mandalas, and the Weirdi'Dalas on covers. And I think I did the frames. But next time with the frames, with the next frame book, I'm gonna put it out to you guys. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, because there will be two books. There will be the big bold book of frames, #2, but it will also have a version that is a mandala, where there are filled frames, the same frames but filled, so that they're full mandalas. And that challenge will be that you will get one of the frames and the filled version, and then they should be maybe colored with the same colors so that they sort of hang together. I'm thinking that that could be a fun challenge. It is a lot. It is a lot, and you don't have to color it now. You know, I mean, you can take it out a day where you feel like it or something like that. It's not. You don't have to color it. You know, just because I'm doing it. You can always take it out another day and have fun with it. And this one is a big one. This is a big one. I thought now that the Weirdie today was such a short one that only took like a little bit over an hour. I thought, okay, then I'll take a big Weirdi'Dala so we can get the color really on. And now we are getting, you know, we're only using 9 colors, so it's going to be a real rainbow experience. So I'm happy with that. And since I did get a good nap this afternoon, then I'm pretty fresh. So that is also good. And these are some awesome colors. Now I'm getting to know the colors a lot better, so I can select them nicely. I hope. Let's see what happens, what the result will be. Right now we can almost see nothing because I'm just in the middle, going round and round with these little Weirdi'Dala types. And this is the fun part. If you sit and you turn that Weirdi'Dala around and you look at the Weirdie, you know, like the Weirdie face is just in front of you, and you look at the opposites ones on the other end, then they will look like different expressions. That's at least how I see it. Like they have totally different expressions because they're upside down. And I just love that effect. So here we go. This is the lighter green. And as you knew, on the lighter green, we stay on the same one and switch it up to yellow because that's where the switch is. So that's where I switch to yellow. I stay on that light green and I switch yellow around here so that I get my sequence. And I'm just moving it out like this in a spiral. So I actually think that that is going to work pretty well for us. It usually works for me and these, and I think I get flipping good results with it. They look really awesome. And they also have that, yeah, spiral rainbow effect that I really love and enjoy a lot. So yeah, it's a lot of opening and closing. This one is for free right now while the video is here. It is set on my PayHip. The link is in the description of the video, and it's set at 0+, so it's a free download right now. When I'm finished coloring, then I will change it and it will be set at $1.50 US dollars. So right now, for those who are here with me, you can get it at 0+, you know, like you can just get it for 0. So that's the perk of being here right now. And those who come in after, they can get it for $1.50. So you go click the link and grab it, and then it's yours. And this is from a book that I have not yet released, where I am working on the cover art. So I will be coloring. Now this is the 3rd one, so I will still have 7 left to color for that cover of the Weirdi'Dala 3. So we will be doing it 7 more times, and we will be doing it 9 more times on the Mandala 3, Mandala 2, I think it's called. Mandala 2. So yeah, so that's just how I'm gonna work these. I'm gonna be doing them with you guys, and yeah, the ones who are in on the coloring video will also be able to while I'm coloring, get it for 0+, and afterwards it will be up on $1.50. And then we'll just see if I also sell a few of them. That could be nice. So yeah, this is how we go around and around and around. And of course, you know, like, feel free, ask me questions, say something. I'm here and I'm talking, and it's nice to do this with a company, to have a little bit of fun with it. And of course, if you color it, just, you know, be sure to write that it's, you could give the link to the PayHip where you can get it, and you can say that it's for my future book or something like that. I don't know how long it will be before I've got them all colored for the cover, so that I can make that beautiful cover. Because I do think it will be a very, very nice cover. I'm looking forward to getting Weirdi'Dala 3 out. And there, yeah, Weirdi'Dala are, yeah, they're the mandala version of the Weirdies. So they sort of connected. And I do find that the mandalas are also connected in this series. I do other mandalas that are not. So here I was on the light green, so I'm going to continue on the yellow on that one. I'm just saying it, you know, like, you know, so that you can follow my system if you like to. You don't have to, but then you know what I'm doing. If you like the effect afterwards, then you've sort of heard me repeat it a little bit so that you can replicate it. Oh, that's great, you're coloring, Beverly. Awesome. Yeah, I need a lazy Susan for this one. So here we go. There's lots of small spaces in this one. This is not a simple Weirdi'Dala. This is one of the more complex ones with a lot of little dudes inside. But I do like it a lot, and I think that it will be really fun when it's done. I mean, they have such awesome little expressions, and it's fun when I draw them, how they sort of all of a sudden develop. And all of a sudden I start seeing them. It's just so cool. And it would be fun to have one done that is a total chameleon one. Well, you can always wait with inking it, you know, with printing it. Just get it while it's for free. This would be very good for gel pens, because, you know, I'm doing it in a different size. I'm doing it in a double size, so for me it's not that, you know, the spaces are not that small, but in the regular size which I drew it in, I know that the spaces are way smaller. So it's for very, very, very sharp pencils, or very sharp little, you know, like, you know, these ones, I think, what do they call, Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners. So they're for fine liners, gel pens, and stuff like that. When it's as fine as that. A lot of the other Weirdi'Dalas, you don't need to worry about it because it's not that detailed. But some of them they are, and I do like that there is the, you know, the variety, that they're not all the same level of difficulty. There are some that are easy and quick, and some that are a little bit more in depth. So when you look through it, if you're a beginner, you might want to start with the easy ones. Or if you are hanging out with others, because I do believe this is not just adult coloring. This is for everyone, and I know that the kids love the Weirdies. Because they have the imagination also, and see the Weirdies as funky, and you know, so these are also cool for kids, and kids actually do like that there are small spaces. So I think a lot of the people who make children coloring books misunderstood the part and thinks that children like big spaces. No, they don't, because a lot of the time the children's markers really suck, and they can't color those big spaces unless they have crayons, and they don't cover well in some instances. So children actually do like smaller spaces because they do get a better result. That's my experience, at least, with the children I worked with, that they really preferred the adult coloring pages to the children's coloring pages, unless they were boys that wanted to just, you know, like color Batman or football. So yeah, but children are also as diverse as adults, and they see more creatively. So I think we should stop underestimating the kids. There's so much more to them and their world than is initially meets the eye. So I wish that the schools would do more in order to it's called to nurse the creative gene in the children, because I think in a lot of times that creativeness is broken in the school at some point, where they start like, now we have to be serious, now is playtime is over. It's like, you know, they see that being creative is a playtime, and no, being creative is a life. And I think anyone who maintains the creativity will also be better at their jobs as adults. So it's just my humble opinion. So yeah, these are nice. These are very nice. And I was sticking with that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rose. I don't know. I mean, maybe on the bigger parts. I think, yeah, you can use a blending pencil, and you can probably crayons. You would have to have them really sharp, I think, for this one. I have a burnisher and a blender. This is a Derwent blender pencil that you use in between, like, for instance, if you got two colors and you want them to mash in together, then you'll use that. And to be honest, the burnisher, I don't really have the right description. I don't know. I can't explain it right now. I'm a loss for explaining it. I don't use it very much myself. So that's probably why, because I usually tend to color very flat. But the blender is nice if you know, like if you have, let's say that you are coloring with a colored pencil and you want to go from yellow to orange, but you want to have a nice, you know, you want them to sort of melt in with each other, then then you will use the blender. The burnisher, I'm not really quite sure, because I never actually used it. So I'll have to look it up. I never used that one. One way or the other, I'm gonna get ya. Ah, makes it shiny. Oh, okay, that shiny effect. I don't really like that, so that's probably why I don't know, because it's not an effect that I find very desirable. Well, except if you're using luminance pencils from Caran d'Ache, they have that, but you sort of have to have a plan. That's a plan of what you want to do with if you want it shiny. I mean, yeah, I don't really do shiny because I have to think about scanning. And I don't think that shiny is desirable for scanning. You have to think that everything when I color, it revolves around having a successful scan of the color, so that I can also use it for other stuff. You know, I'm always dreaming that my stuff is gonna be on all kinds of products, and there's gonna be posters and everything, and so I'm always thinking in the lines of getting a successful scan. Or thinking in the line of it holding up to the wear and tear of the years on a wall. So I'm always in those lines of thinking when I'm coloring or working. So I'm not just in the effect thinking. Whereas for an effect, then shining is pretty if you have to hang it, but if you also have to scan it, I'm not sure that shining is desirable. But it might be a really good effect if you, for instance, are working on coloring jewels or something like that, where you want some special effects in. Then it might be really nice. So yeah. It helps fill so that it gets a more smooth over. Yeah. A blending pencil will definitely help with that. I got these from Derwent, and that was a set where you got 2 blenders and 2 burnishers, and I didn't know what the burnishers was, but I knew I needed the blenders, so I got that. So, and I think you can use them with any colored pencils. There's sets where you get them with the set, but they can be bought on the side in a set like that, where I got 2 and 2. One way or another. I should try to get some other song on my head. I don't know why I got this one on my head. In my head, not on my head, because if it was on my head, it would be really weird. Oh, this is so pretty. These are really nice colors. I like them a lot. And they do have that desired effect that I like. They're standing out next to each other. So it's gonna be pretty. And now we're on the lighter green, so this is where we will stay on for getting our next fill of yellow. So we're all the time working on this spiraling out from the circle, from the center, which can also be kind of meditative. I think that we are working in that circular spiral motion. I like it. I like that way of also seeing it develop before my eyes, going around. Yeah, exactly. That is a really beautiful, beautiful effect, Julie. With a good example with the flower. Thank you, Bev. Yeah, I'm anxious too. I have some ideas, but some of them I'm thinking are way too complicated for me. But I was thinking to make some sort of like syrupy caramel out of olive that I cooked together, and then I wanted to make sort of like a glass bowl out of the syrupy olivey mass, like sort of like, yeah, like make a glass bowl out of it. I know it sounds weird. And then I wanted to make some, you know, get some like sheep feta cheese that I could mix with mascarpone and olives, but you know, like sweetened olives that are sort of like made into sort of slightly like a jam. So it would be sweet. and I would use green olives for it, I think, and then make a mousse that would be inside of this glass bowl. That was sort of what I was thinking with the olives, which I think would be, well, it's a cheese dessert, but it will still be a sweet. Or maybe if I could make that bowl like a half bowl, have it like stand like, you know, like a caramel, like when you have a caramel glazed apples, but without the apple inside. If I could make a bowl like that out of the syrup that I made out of the olive, and maintain that green color, and then have like that mousse inside. So you have to sort of make a hole on the sugary top, and then the mousse is underneath. That's sort of my idea for the dessert. That was what I was thinking. I know it's horribly complicated, and I'm not sure that I will be very successful with it, but I'm gonna give it a go. And if it fails, then I won't make it an entry. And for the main, I already have quite a set idea of what I want to do. So yeah, I got a plan. Me God's plans for the food. So yeah, that's my dessert idea. I just have to figure out, because I don't have all that molecular gastronomy things. So there's some things where I might be a little bit limited with my means. Also, I have to think financially, you know, what I can buy. But olives are not an extremely expensive product here if you buy them in like glass jars or something like that, and that would be what I can afford. I mean, I won't be going to buy all the expensive ones, but I'm sure that I can make something really beautiful without buying the expensive ones, and something that is totally out of the box and really special and different. The main is going to be like olive meatballs things, I think, with an olive tapenade sort of salad thing. And then I wanted to do some crusty bread that I will make out of oatmeal and olives, and that will be black olives for that. So I already have, I mean, the plan is forming. I haven't got I just got the subject last night. After I did this, I looked in and the subject was already up. So I've only had like one night to think about it. So I need to refine the details of the recipe in my head, and how exactly it's gonna look on the plates, and which components are gonna go in. But I'm working on it. My head works on it when I sleep. Once I have the ingredients, my head will, you know, they're in my head, and then when I go to sleep, I imagine it, and then I'll be imagining it while I'm sleeping, and it will be developing slowly but surely. So now here we are on the light green again. So we're moving on to the yellow once again, staying at the same spot. Moving down. I mean, I'm taking it easy and slow with it. I'm not hurrying anything, because I want it to be as good as can be, this one, because, you know, I want to have a really lovely cover. So yeah, that's where I'm with my ideas. Because I'm allowed to make 2 entries, that sort of leaves me a little bit less stressed, because, you know, if one of them fails, I don't know if anybody shared it, or if you would share it, it would be awesome. Awesome, Tina. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm thinking, you know, this will be like a really thin crust bread, like, yeah, I think it will be really good. And then it will have those meatballs with it, and some sort of salad with olives as well, that will also work as a sauce, I think. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And it was an interesting first theme, just to get olives. Hi Tammy, awesome to see you. Yeah, I'm really, I mean, the whole concept of this competition is that it has to be elevating the product, but also doing something entirely new with it. Being inventive and creative. And I think then you have to think about making something that hasn't been seen before. It can be any olives. I can use any olives. Any olives. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. But I don't know when I'm going to do it, because now, since I'm coloring every night, normally I do my cooking in the evening after everyone's asleep, but now I'm coloring when everyone's asleep. So I have to sort of plan out when I'm going to do this olive thing, when I will have time for it. And definitely, if and when I do, I will share the link so you guys can see it. It's too bad that you're not on Steam, all of you. Then you could vote for me. But you can't. I mean, the vote won't count towards my winning, anyways. But the votes count toward getting money out of the post. But I'll get there. It's okay, and I think I will participate in this round. And he's planned out that we'll have 3 rounds of 15 weeks in 2018. So that will be nice. And yeah, I will have fun participating if I have to find out when it fits in with me to do it. Also, when it's so experimental, it's not the best time to not like to invite people over for it, because I never know how long exactly it's going to take me to cook it. And it's not like I don't want to go and do a trial cooking and then cook it, because then I will waste too much material and it would be too. So I sort of like, I get my materials and then I start in the kitchen, and then I don't really know what time I'll finish. I'll finish when the fat lady sings or something like that, So now I'm on that light green, so I'm going to stay there so I can get my yellow on again. So yeah. It's lots of little spaces getting filled here. I could do this a lot faster, I know that. But I'm liking the process. Since it's not going too fast, I'm not getting dizzy by it. All the spiraling, turning, and yeah. And it's good to get the use of these lovely colors. I do feel that I need one more red in the chameleon set. I need a more vibrant red. I have to check them again to see if there's a red that I like better. Because this one is a little bit on the dark side. It's not quite as vibrant as I want the red to be. But I'm thinking that maybe one of the others are, and I just overlooked it or something. That can very easily happen. For the olive meatballs, I'm gonna be using black olives for sure. For the dessert, I'll be using green olives. That's the plan so far. Awesome, thank you, Tina. That's so sweet of you. And anybody who likes to share, just share the video. The more people who play along or participate, the better, because more people will also discover Color Weirdi'Dala that way. And We want to get everybody doing color a Weirdy a day so that everybody can color Weirdy a day to keep the stress at bay and send smiles our way. We need those smiles coming our way because that makes us happy. Or at least, you know, it makes me happy. You know, it's a happy time. It's a fun, relaxing time to do the Weirdy and just disconnect. And especially because you don't have to think with the Weirdy. You just have to play with the colors that you like and just have a good time, enjoy it. No, nothing better than that. Just disconnect from the everyday rhythm and get your own little moment on. So yeah, this one is developing nicely. So yeah, it's a lot of switching up, but soon there will be bigger areas and it will, you know, it'll all come. It's a nice process. Sometimes the process is also what helps to relax and bring a calm over it. And definitely in this one you have that process. And now we're on that lightest green that I used here. There is no lime green in this set. And I didn't feel like using the apple green this time because that's the one that gets closest to the lime. I didn't feel like using that one, so I used the, what's called, the Spring Meadow. So here we are staying on that Spring Meadow green and moving on with our yellow. And then we're down here. And what I like to do here, because there's a switch, I like to take it down to the face of the next Weirdy that's on that Weirdi'Dala. So that's just how I like to do it. So that there's sort of a continuance. Continuing. Yeah, Tina and Charlotte, you should be friends too, because you're actually my two only Danish people here. Actually, yeah, and we're supposed to do this coloring thing, so it could be cool. Hi Wendy, nice to see you, and welcome to the Weirdi'Dala little color party of today. Awesome, Charlotte, thank you for sharing. And you just, oh, that's cool. Thank you, Patricia. So yeah, this one is gonna be, we're in it for the long haul on this one. So now we did those two and we are moving on here with the orange. I just, you know, I have to reconnect after I read the messages because now I have to scroll to see the new messages. So I just have to reconnect on the coloring of where I was when I get back to it. And moving in on the red here. It's going to be a nice spiral out. The cool thing about this is none of the Weirdies in the Weirdi'Dala are going to be exactly the same because they all have a different sequence of colors, and that's kind of what I like, because a lot of people will color that the whole is the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just like to have this effect where there's a spiral out, and I have done it on all the covers, so I will continue to do that. So that's just my little pet thing. And yeah, so these are chameleon color tones. They're chameleon markers, and they come in a set of 52, and there's also 52 color tops for them. So you have the mixing chamber here where you can go from light to dark, and then in the others you have some color tones that are small like that, and you can put them on so that you can go from one color to another color. I haven't done that yet because right now I'm just getting to know the colors really well before I'm going to start with the color tones. So yeah, Wendy, it's kind of confusing. It's because I also I also cook. I'm in a cooking competition, and we just got the theme yesterday, and it's olives. We have to elevate and innovate with olives. So I was just talking a little bit about olives. So, but that is for something else. But everybody's always, because I always tend to like talk a little bit about it, and then everybody's curious because I've been talking about starting the new season of the cooking steamed Iron Chef cooking competition that I was in it last year, and I got an eighth spot. And now the new season, we just got the theme yesterday for the first week, so that was kind of exciting. And the theme is olives, so I have to work on elevating olives and creating a new dish for that. But otherwise, we're coloring, definitely coloring. And we're coloring a Weirdi'Dala. It's going to be in my it's good cover work for my Weirdi'Dala 3 book. And you can grab it, anybody who's watching here on the live video, there's a link in the description for my PayHip, where you can get this one for $0+. That means you can get it for free. After, when I'm finished, then that will go into be $1.50, because it's sort of a perk for those who are on the video, that you guys can actually grab it for free. So I will change that when the video is done. So it's just sort of like an extra little thing, so that you guys can grab this page and have fun with it yourself also. I am coloring it in a bigger size because I print in A3, which is a little bit more than the double of US letter size, I think. And I do that because I like that size. Also because I like the piece is big enough to frame and hang. And also it is just easier for the camera to see it. You can see here. So yeah, now we are on to, that was the light green again. So I'm staying on here with the yellow to stay in my sequence. So it's going in there to stay in that spiral. And you can see him, he goes down here. So I'm going to continue there right now. So that's sort of it for that one. So now they're sort of getting in there, at least the one part we're getting down there. And that's how I work it. And we're just working with 9 colors. The other day we had a Weirdie where we were up on like 37 colors. That was fun. That was a lot of colors. But it was a great result. Every day we have something called Color Weirdie, for those who doesn't know, where I do a live coloring of a Weirdie, and that Weirdie is also available on my PayHip for free. And they're all the 12, we started on the 1st of January. All those 12 first Weirdies are still on the PayHip for free, and all of the January ones will stay for January, so you can get it there. It's set at $0+, which means that you're welcome to give a tip if you like what I do, and but you can get the drawings for Color Weirdie a day for free. I do have them out in books and PDFs where they can be bought, but I wanted for the daily event that everybody could somehow participate, even if they didn't have the books or couldn't afford to buy the books. And that's why I did it like that, because yeah, everybody should be able to be a part of it without having, you know, to worry about, can I afford to buy the book or not. So Color Weirdi'Dala is about having fun together and social time, and there's also people who participate in the videos, or, you know, who are here and hanging out, who are maybe not even coloring, or coloring something else. So there's no like obligations of you have to do this or that to be a part of it. Nah, you have to hang out when you can and you feel like it. Color the weirdies that you can and feel like, and that's it. There's no rules except for be nice to each other. That's the only rule that you always have to. But that's the general rule of life, to be nice to each other, no? So it's not a stated rule. That's just a general rule of life in my book. So that's kind of, yeah, we do that. And then sometimes I will draw some live drawing. I draw twisters live. Now I'm coloring the Weirdi'Dala because I need to do that for my cover work. So I'm coloring that, and then have a nice dinner, Wendy. So then, yeah, then I'll do that, and you guys have a chance to play along and be a part of it, and I get to get good company also while I'm sitting and working on this, and I can communicate with you guys and talk adult, which is also nice for change. Nice to hang out and have a good time. So yeah, so anybody who wants, you're always also welcome to join me daily for the Weirdy Day or for any of my other videos, and have a good time with hanging out and coloring and talking about this and that. And I will be using different materials. So I won't always be coloring with the same. Let's see here. Here we are. So we'll be venturing into different stuff. It's moving along. I'm singing this song, and I can't sing, so just bear with me on that one. I'll never do more than a couple of lines, so so yeah, here we go, here we go. I think he's actually developing a lot faster than I thought he would, because I was like, whoa, it's a big one with a lot of little lines, but I do think he's developing quite fast. So that's a good thing, because we do not want to go over 4 hours. That would be bad. I don't think that was why I ended up in Facebook jail again. I really don't see, I didn't do anything wrong so this time, so I don't see any real reason for it. But if everything is okay, then I should be free again tomorrow, which at least then I can update in the group of Color Weirdi'Dala. I can go in and update the album, and I can comment on all your awesome colored pieces in there, which I'm very much looking forward to. So let's see what happens. So now we were on the lighter green, so we're staying on for the yellow, and this one will go here. And I'm actually going to continue this one here on the screen, and I will carry him on through down there because that connects the two. So I'm still a little bit tiny on that one, but he's down there. Just so that you can follow me. Follow, follow, follow. Great, Tammy. See you soon. It was nice to have you stop in. Thank you for visiting. And have a great evening. So yeah, here we go. So it is developing really rapidly. I might not look like it's rapid, but I think it's going pretty okay now. I thought it would be a bit slower, but it's not. So that is good. And the colors are great. I'm enjoying the colors really a lot. I do still wish I had looked a little bit more into which red I took, because I would have liked to have had a more vibrant red, a more like powwow red. But you know, I'll have to check in and see if there's one that I like better in the set than this red one. So, but little by little, we get closer and closer to getting those perfect colors out. So this is cool. So maybe tomorrow I will probably take the Letraset Pro markers, I think, because now I've been working with these for a couple of days and I like to have a switch up. I really would like to go to some pencils, but I'm still not really. We'll see. We'll see what happens, how I feel tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to go half a month before I work up the nerve for the colored pencils. I almost did colored pencils today on the Weirdy, almost. But it's also like about the fingers. There's like several issues into going into colored pencils for me. There's a time, and there's my fingers. And I don't want to mess up my fingers, because then I won't be able to do it at all. So I have to take it careful with that and be sure that it's something that's easy enough that I won't hurt my fingers too badly with it, because I do tend to have a slightly too tight grip on those colored pencils. I should probably get some of those like rubber grips or something. Awesome, that sounds great. I hope Andrea will like it, Charlotte. And you're still here. Oh, you got your middle done. Awesome. Awesome, Patricia. Is a cool beans. But I'm also taking it like quite slowly, because I could step this up and do it very, very fast. But then I don't think it would be very much fun to watch, you know, and then I wouldn't be able to communicate, because I would lose track of where I was, because I have to be so focused on it. So I think that it's better and safer that I just take it like slow and nice and easy. It's a Tina Turner song. Yeah, where she takes it nice and easy. Yeah. So I'm taking it nice and easy. And slowly, little, you know, but then it's easier to follow. If somebody wants to follow along or something like that, then if I start like, then, you know, everybody will get lost, and there's no fun in that. Don't worry about the mistake, ignore it, or repeat the mistake. Then it's not a mistake any longer. Once you repeat the mistake, you remember the other day when I made a mistake with these, and I actually managed to lift off the color and fix it with the blender pen. That was pretty awesome. That was a very, very good trick. I like that. Not the blender pencil, but the blender pen that comes with this. I managed to lift off the color and save it. So now we are on the light green, where I'll stay on for the yellow. It's really lovely. Also lovely green. So now I'm gonna stay here for the yellow. Once I thought I made an error, but I was mistaken. Oh, Beverly, that's a good one. Let me see. So we are going in here with the yellow. And then I'm going to start up here with the yellow. Remember, we were already down here, so I'm also going to continue the yellow down there. So that's the way that goes. And in a jiffy, orangey, and orange here, and orange down there. So it's developing nicely and smoothly, and lots of little spaces in this one. I don't think I thought about coloring it when I made it, but it is going to be really pretty. So yeah. But it's not all about being able to do it fast. Sometimes it's connecting and disengaging a bit. So there's a time for all the different ways of coloring. Sometimes we just want something that is fast and easy, and sometimes we want something that is slow, in depth, and deeper. Oh my god, that sounded kind of funny. Sorry, I have a wicked sense of humor sometimes. So yeah, it's all productive here. This Victoria working on her little pearls. The only thing is the whole dining table is filling up with these plates of pearls that needs to be ironed, which means that I, at some point, will have to go on the hunt to find my iron, which is not a thing I use very often. So it's a thing that can hide very well, because I tend to overlook the fact that I have one, except for when I have to iron those beads. And before, Victoria wasn't that good at making the beads, so they always looked a little bit like, and I always said, yeah, I'll do them later. And then once you forget about them, I'll just pull the pearls back in. Yeah, I'm that kind of mom. The kind of mom who will just pull the pearls back in the box and say, oh no, I forgot about them. But now she's done a real effort, and she wants to sell them, and she's working hard on her merchandise for the market. So I will have to be, I'll have to iron them and help her. And I'm just dreading the ironing because I'm not very good at making them perfect. I'll just have to do my best. You can never do more than your best, so that's the way it goes. So here we go. This is the next one there, where we put the lighter green. And this is where we will continue with our yellow to get to the next level. So here we go, the lighter green is coming on. And we stay on there for the yellow. I keep repeating that. I mean, I'm sorry if that's annoying. But it is developing nicely in a good circular movement. We got that spiral thing going. So now I'm still here where I put the light green last, and now I'm putting on yellow. And this is a nosy, but to me it looks like a nose. And then I'll put that yellow, continue it down here. So I sort of drag it down there, and then I'll have it here, and then I'll have it down here. So we're on here. And then I'm on to the orange. So I've got the orange nosy on this one. And we continue the orange down there. We continue it here. And down here. So we are moving along. So did everybody all of a sudden become numb? Or do I probably have to scroll maybe? If there's no new comments, let me see. No new comments. Nobody's saying anything, but I can see you're there. I can see you're there. So I'm gonna be thinking that you're just concentrating like me, focused. So I'm on to the red here. And maybe I should say cheers. I have my glass of red wine here. Cheers. So moving on to fuchsia. Fuchsia. So there's going to be a fuchsia nose here. Oh, and we thought that we were going to go to the tiger store because we saw here in Christianstown the other day, where I live, that there was a big place, a tiger place, huge place. So we went there like all happy because I was going to check out with the prices and everything of all the full set of the tiger markers to see if we could do that with a bingo or something. But it turns out it was their headquarters. They made their headquarters in Christianstown, so it wasn't a shop. So we couldn't go in. Victoria was really disappointed. So maybe I will go with her tomorrow to another place where they have a tiger store and have a look at it. Because she wants to go to Tiger to get a present for her dad and a present for her cousin who's coming and the cousin's mom. Because the tiger store is like a dollar store, so it's a place where Victoria likes to buy presents, and she's always saving up, and she's very much like she wants to be prepared before they come, so that she's ready with the presents and everything. So I was thinking that a good preparation would be that she cleaned up her room, since they're actually going to be staying in her room. But that's kind of like a preparation that she's sort of trying to avoid. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe it will be last minute. This is a darker green. So, and that goes down here, boom. The nice part about these is that they color big areas and small areas equally well. So you do have a nice control just with that one tip. I mean, it does have the other tip as well, like, you know, the felt tip here. And then on this side, it has this one, this brushy one. This is the one I'm using. The brushy one, and this is a felt tip, and up here you have a mixing chamber with the white well, blender thing, so that you can go from light to dark, which I'm not doing right now, but you have it there, which is also really nice because it's on each and every one of them, so it's not like a separate thing, and they are designed for it, so it's pretty neat. So yeah, and now we stay on that one for the yellow. So a new round has already begun. And people are screaming on the street. Sometimes, you know, like women are screaming down there like crazy. And you're like thinking, is she getting killed or something? And you run to the window to you know, to see if something's happening, and you want to call the police and whatever. Then nothing's happening. They're just drunk. You know. I mean, it's kind of crazy sometimes when I observe it, and I'm like, fucking hell. I mean, damn. I mean, also, you know, like you look out the window, there's always something going on. Always. I mean, there's never a dull moment here. That's for sure. And I'm thinking, like, Victoria is like a really, she just sleeps. And I mean, her window is also out to the street. So everything that I hear here, she hears too. So she must be very sound at sleeping. Because I definitely have problems sometimes when everybody's screaming and everything's going on. Yeah, it can be hard to focus. Especially if you're light. I'm a very light sleeper, so well, I'm a non-sleeper almost. Sometimes I feel like I'm a non-sleeper, but I do sleep. I do sleep. Some people sometimes say, "Do you ever sleep?" Yeah, I do. I do sleep. I don't sleep a lot, but I do. It's just rarely that I sleep, like, you know, really, where I feel like I'm sleeping. You know, like I feel like I'm always awake even when I sleep. I don't know if you know what that's like. It can be pretty annoying, you know. So that even when I'm sleeping, I feel like I'm awake. That's great, as long as we are busy coloring. My cough is so much better. Oh, and you're drawing blobs and sipping tea while I'm sipping wine. Well, cheers with the tea. Yeah, Patricia, I'm living like straight in a very, very, very busy zone. And I got 7-Eleven across the street. And it seems that everybody stops there. And they're all drunk. So there's a lot of action on right outside my door. But that's 24/7. Never stops. It's 24/7. Always here. Where I live. You go outside the door at noon and you got drunks. You go outside the door 5 a.m. You got drunks. You go outside the door 7 p.m. You got drunks. Is it drunk or stoned people, or yeah? It's a very picturesque neighborhood and everything, but it's a very happening neighborhood because we got something that is famous for Copenhagen. We got Christiania, the free town, that is sort of like 5 minutes walk from where I live. And everybody comes to there because you can buy weed. It's not legal, but you can buy weed and smoke out there. So it's a very busy place for the people who are coming to and from, because they sort of have to pass by here in order to get there. And most of them will be also, then they get hungry, and so they will be stopping by the 7-Eleven, which is open 24/7, and so all the action is in front of my house, in front of 7-Eleven. So anytime I can just stand in the window and there's something going on. I mean, always. So there's never a quiet moment. This is lovely. So yeah, on to orange again. It is moving along, it's slowly but surely developing. And you know, all of a sudden when you're all through the little points, and you know, some parts will start going really fast, so no worries. We will get a very lovely coloring video out of it. And I just want to remind everybody that while the video is on, while I'm doing the live video, you can get this page for free. As I said, it is 0+, which means that you can pay what you want. And after, when I'm done with the coloring, then it will be set at $1.50. So this is the perk of being in on the live, that you will have the opportunity to get it for free. So even if you don't want to color it right now, make sure you just download it. You don't have to print it in order to color it later. You can just print it whenever you want to color it. But get the download while you can get it for free. So yeah, now I'm on here. I think the cover for the 3 is going to be really beautiful. It's going to take some time to finish, for sure, because I have to get all those colored. But it's going to be pretty. It's not going to be the same as the others, because the others I colored with the tiger markers, and this I'm like doing with the mix. So it's still going to be the rainbow thing, but it's different colors. And I think that's a good thing. We need to sometimes switch things up a bit. So yeah, it's still same concept, but the colors are different. But they are beautiful, these colors. I mean, they really work well. And I'm happy to be using them here. And yeah. I just got all the smoke from my cigarette in my nose. I actually got a new thing today. In 7-Eleven, there was this woman. I think Marlboro made some new, like, supposed to be more healthy cigarettes. They're where you have to smoke with a special device that you can charge. And there was some promotional lady there. And you could actually borrow the device for a week for free to try it. And it is tobacco, but you put it in the device, and the device heats it up so it comes out like steam. So it's not like vaporing, because it is tobacco in there, but it doesn't smell, and it's supposed to not be as unhealthy, whatever. I mean, I think all these new devices that probably, you know, in 50 years we'll find out that they had so many additives that shouldn't have been there anyways. That they were just as messed up as the... Okay, I think I missed the spot here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's just me. I have to sometimes just go back and make sure. Chocolate milk with Baileys. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, I love Baileys. Iced tea with peach mango. Old-fashioned drink. Or you're too old-fashioned? Is it Patricia, do you mean your husband made you an old-fashioned drink? Yep. Yeah, but I'm generally afraid to go outside. That's got nothing to do with what's going on. That's just my thing. That but that's not like with what's going on outside. Now I lost my thread a bit. Here, I'm on here. But it's just general. That's the PTSD that I have that makes it I don't really like to go outside at all. But I do it. But this neighborhood, I mean, I'm not afraid of the neighborhood. No, not really. I mean, sometimes you probably should be. But generally, you know, it used to be better. I mean, now that we have all the Eastern Europeans, I feel that it's a bit more dangerous because I feel like that they're more willing to do whatever. Whereas before it was more like just drunks and stoners and not so critical as it is now. But of course, I would never let Victoria, I mean, she's 8 years old, and if I lived in another place, then she would be able to go to school alone. But I would never let her go to school alone or go home from school alone. I always take her there and I pick her up, and I'll continue to do so because I don't think that it's the greatest place like that, but it's where I live. I don't really have any alternatives right now. So I have to, and we do live in a nice apartment, and it is a beautiful area, very beautiful place. But yeah, it's not the, I mean, it's getting worse. I will have to say that it's getting worse. It wasn't as bad before as it is now. So yeah, it's getting worse with a lot of things, but it's not, yeah, it's still, you know, it's still doable. Let me see. So I'm on this one. I continue with the yellow, but no, it's definitely not satisfactory. And I would like Victoria to grow up in a nicer place where you don't grow up as fast, if you know what I mean. Where kids are more kids, you know, kids longer. Here, I think that kids understand too much too fast because of the way that people are and people walk around. And, you know, I mean, it's not unusual to see somebody sit down to pee on the ground. You know, like it's just like what the. I mean, I don't get it. But it's not unusual because the people are stoned or drunk or whatever, and they just don't care or don't think, or which is, you know, people are sleeping on the street, and they do that in the daytime too. I mean, it's not like that. It's only in the nighttime that the homeless are sleeping on the street, and the whole square is full. But I mean, I don't have a problem really with the homeless. Most of them are nice and sweet. It's the new ones. It's the Eastern Europeans that make me a little bit nervous. Yeah, that's I'm planning on vaporing whenever my ex is gonna send me some, because he's selling them in England, and he was gonna send me a pack with some new vapor stuff so that I could try to give it a go again, he said, but I didn't receive it yet. I'll probably have to push him a bit again because he probably just forget it. But he was calling on New Year's saying that he was going to send it as soon as he could and everything, but you know, we'll see when it comes, and then I'll give it a good go. Now I'm going to try this, you know, just, you know, I borrowed it for a week, and then I'll see how I find it, if I find it interesting or not. Um, yeah, now we're on to that lovely blue that I like. So I keep getting a little bit lost, slightly lost. There's all these tiny spaces that makes me get a little bit lost. Well, I'll pick it up. I'll get there. Oh, this blue is like making me so happy. Every time I see this, what it's called? Blue violet. I'm really loving that color. That would definitely go in my favorite sets. It's here, 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 here and there and everywhere. Yeah, it's true, babe. The world is a different place. Ice water, whiskey, cherry juice, sugar, and bitters. Oh, that sounds lovely. Patricia, that sounds really lovely. Exactly, they grow up too fast. They don't get to stay kids. Quit cold turkey. Oh, you strong woman, huh? Yeah, the mental. Cool, Connie. And your daughter got you smoking again. Yeah. I have to, I don't know. I want to try more for, like for Victoria, because I've been smoking since I was, what, 13 or something. So that means I've got a good 30 years on me as a smoker, which I know is not very good. But it's sort of, it's a really difficult to quit smoking when you're a heavy smoker like me. I've always been a very heavy smoker, so it's definitely not easy or anything like that. I remember last time I vaped, it did help, and I did feel that there was a chance that I could do, but I've never been the kind of person who wanted to quit smoking, and I think that's the first problem. If you really don't want to quit smoking, then nothing's gonna make you quit smoking. You have to want it. And this time I'm feeling like maybe, I will give it a real go. Whereas the other times I weren't interested in giving it a real go at all. It was just sort of a going through the motions thing. And this time I'm thinking I'll try my best to give it a real go. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna succeed, but I'm at least gonna give it a little bit more than what I've given it before. And that's as much as I can, and as I can promise on that one. You can never, you have to make sure that you can stay within where you can actually also deliver, or there's a chance that you won't fail. And for me, that is, I'll do my best. If I get those vaping things, I will really try again. Yeah, that's the best I can do, because I really do enjoy smoking, and I am horribly addicted to smoking. So I've been doing it so long and so hard, and yeah, it's a BS, but it's the truth. There's other things that I could much easier just be done with than that. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Na 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 na. Da da da. Ba bum bum bum. So yeah, it is shaping up. I know that it's taking a long time to get through these little ones, but once it's through, it's going to be looking really pretty, and it's also going to give it that extra that, you know, that they're really different, each and every one, and that detail is pretty awesome, I think. I mean, that's why I like to add it, you know. And it's also why I like to do this spiral thing, because I think when you afterwards look at it and you realize that they're all same colors but totally different, with a different sequence, and you see the spiral going, then I think it's very nice effect that I find horribly enjoyable. So I'm not the only one with a drink today, at least. I smoke menthols when I'm sick. Oh, I like mine, Connie. Mine is Victoria. Actually, her name is Victoria Pantera. Because when I was pregnant, I thought, well, it's gonna have dark hair like her dad, because her dad is from Ecuador. So he's a, you know, like in South American Indian, like an Amazon Indian. And he has black hair and olive skin, yeah. So, well, at least darker skin than I do. And he's got like brown and green eyes. They're really very beautiful eyes. So I thought, with my blue eyes and his brown green, she will probably get green eyes. So I just thought about a black panther, which is my favorite animal. So I wanted her to be Pantera Victoria. And he was like, no, you can't name our daughter like an animal name for first name. That's just a non-go. He didn't even think it was allowed. So in the end, we had to compromise on the naming thing, and it became Victoria Panthera. So I still got the two names that I wanted. I always get my way. Yeah. I'm a stubborn woman. I'm a donkey stubborn woman. So so it became, instead of Pantera, Victoria, which would be better because P becomes before V. So in my obsessive mind about the sequence of things, then that would, you know, that suited me. And also I wanted her to be Pantera. But, you know, compromise is good. I learned to compromise, so I got my way just the other way around. So she became Victoria Pantera. And when she came out, she was just so funny. She was just like, she came out with a whole head of Elvis hair. Totally black hair, but lots of it. Dark eyebrows and long dark eyelashes, which normally in Denmark you don't see kids with that kind of drawings, because, you know, Danish people get bald babies that are very blonde and very blue and very, you know, there's no eyebrows, there's nothing to see. And not with her. And she was a little Elvis, and then because she was a month early, she also had like hair all over her body. So I was like, what the? I mean, the hair from when they're in the stomach, they have fur. Babies have fur in the stomach, sort of a protective coating, and that hadn't fallen off. So she had like really long black hairs on her arms and on her back. I remember I was sitting like looking at her. I was sitting with this beautiful, and she was tiny. She was only like 2 kilos and 700 grams. I was sitting looking at this tiny baby and all this black hair on her arms and her back, you know. She was like, darn. And the nurse was like, I think the nurse could see that I was slightly worried. I was thinking like, The nurse said, don't worry, you know, the hair will fall off in a couple of days. Well, not the one on the head and the face, but you know, just the arms and the back that fell off. So she was like really, it was like, whoa. But she was very, very pretty baby. Beautiful. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to get that little bundle of joy. And then to imagine that it's already that long ago. And now she's 8 years old and all over the place and the sweetest little person in the world. It's awesome. It just feels like it went really fast, but I guess those of you who have kids will have exactly the same memory of how fast it really went. Like, you live your whole life before you have kids and you think everything goes slow. Then all of a sudden you have a kid and the years just seem to roll on by. Boom, boom. And you're like, what happened here? I mean, time used to pass very slowly and now it's just like flying by. Thank you, Yolanda. Nice to see you. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, I started at 13, Tammy, so we were about the same. It's always best to never stop, you know, to never start in the first place. Yeah, you know, that's the same thing because I don't feel that I changed inside since I was like 27. I still feel the same as when I was 27. And I've been feeling that since I was probably 15. Yeah. I was 27 since I was 15. But I'm still 27. So I'll just stay there. And then we'll see what happens with the face. So far, I'm okay with the face. So, but you know, the changes come and they come like little by little and smoothly. I remember my lover once was calling me on the phone and I was having a really bad day because I've gained a lot of weight after I had Victoria. I doubled my weight when I was pregnant with her. And I didn't ever manage to lose it. And I mean, to double your weight for 2 kilos and 700 grams is quite radical. I went up to 120 kilos. I mean, really doubled my weight. And it didn't go away, all of it, after I had her. And he always called me. And it was after, like, first when I got back to Denmark, I was like, I didn't feel like seeing anyone. And he was just calling me every day for like 2-3 years, every day. And then finally I said, okay, we can meet in a bar and have a drink. Because he knew me from before when I was skinny, you know, and I was looking like fucking hot shit. So I wasn't like really into seeing him with being a new weight class and everything, and he only ever saw me looking like damn hot. So I was like a little bit, and that's why it took, I think, 2 or 3 years before I agreed to just meet him in a bar. But he called me every day. I think that's pretty admirable. He's a determined dude. So I went to meet him, and he was like, he never even noticed that I was fat. I mean, it didn't really matter to him at all. So he never, like, this has never been a thing for him about the fat or not fat. So it's, you know, it's probably, you know, more me. But then anyways, there was a day, like, I think it was probably last year or something, or a year ago or something like that, where he called me and I was sitting here at home and I was like, I was feeling really sorry for myself. I was like crying on the phone, and I was like, oh, I'm so fat, and everything is just shit. I look like shit, and I can't wear my clothes. And he's like, damn woman, you are crazy. You're a crazy woman. What do you think? Did we stay 19 our whole lives? I'm 50 now. Look at me. I used to be Mr. Strongman in the bodybuilder contest and shit like that. I don't complain. And, you know, we don't stay the same. You have to accept it. And I think you're still wonderful. And I think that's the sweetest thing. Just that damn woman, you crazy woman. Just the fact that he said that, that really, I mean, not the, you know, all the nice stuff he said afterwards, that he still likes me and all that, that's fine. I know he likes me. But the damn woman, you crazy woman, you know, that sort of, you know, woke me up a little bit. Why should I run around and feel so fucking bad that I'm a little bit fat? Why? I'm not that fat. You know, if you let it bother you, it's gonna bother you. So yeah, I'm trying to let go of that. And it works out pretty fine because I'm not really in for diets and I like eating. So I guess it's not really gonna change. I'm not overly active or into gym and stuff like that. So I think, you know, there's not a lot of chance that, also besides there's some of the things about my fatness I can't really change unless I get an operation or something, because there's sort of things that happened because of the cesarean and all those, the pregnancy and things like that. So those are those things I just can't change. But, you know, like getting to that acceptance point, that was a bit of an eye-opener when he said that, crazy woman. It was nice that he said it like that. And it did help a little bit on my outlook. And the only time where it doesn't help is when you gotta go to like a swimming place where you have to wear a bathing suit. That's when nothing fucking helps. You're standing there in a fucking bathing suit that looks like I don't know what. Yeah, that's a little bit intimidating. But, you know, I did it this summer with Victoria for the first time since I had her. I went, and because we had to go to this where we were invited by the health organization, and that was sort of a swimming thing place. You know, there was like, because in Denmark you can never count on the weather. So there was like a big swimming pool where you could go every day. And of course, that was one of the things that Victoria was really looking forward to. And I was like, So I had to go to the supermarket and get a bathing suit. Now, luckily, in the supermarket, they actually have bathing suits in larger sizes. So I had to go and buy a bathing suit. Just the whole thing that, you know, I had to try it on because, you know, I had no idea. I haven't been in a bathing suit for 9 years. No, 10 years, like before I got her. She's 9 now. Yeah. No, 8 now. So yeah, 9 years at least that I haven't been in a bathing suit because I was also pregnant before with her. And you know, yeah, 9 years. No bathing suit, no bikini. No nada silch of that. And I had to try it on in the shop. It was an appalling experience. It was really hard. But I found one with a leopard print, and it fit. Let's just say it fit. That's all I can say about that bathing suit. It fit. So yeah, deterred is to say it mildly. So yeah, now I'm on the light green, so I'm going to continue with the yellow. But you know, every day things get better. You always, you know, you just have to get used to that and accept it. Acceptance is probably the biggest part of it. You know, here I put the yellow, then I'm going to continue it here. just to carry it down. And over here, as you can see here, we're done, because I'm going to leave that white, which I usually do with what I think is eyes or can be conceived as eyes. So that's left white. That part is actually done. So yeah, that was a the hair would fall off. No, I was happy from the moment I got her, but I was kind of worried about that hair because she kind of looked like a little chimp. She was like a little troll also, yeah. Yeah, but we don't have Walmart or grocery store right there. I just, the walk is longer than that. Yep. It's the jeans that can sit inside. Leopard, yeah. Yeah, it fit. It fit. I don't have any pictures of it, but it did fit. But you know, once I sort of moved out of my comfort zone and I went up to the swimming pool of the holiday place with her. That was really a hard thing to do. I mean, oh my God, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there. But you know, when I saw her happy face when we were going into the swimming pool and we started swimming together, I was like, this is ridiculous. And I looked around me, and I mean, half the women were just as fat as me or fatter. And then there were some skinny ones, and so fucking what, you know? I just, you know, it's just, you know, you have this, yeah, you know, I want it over. I mean, it's not like I'm eager to go in the bathing suit again, but, you know, when I see the happy face of my daughter swimming with me, then I can sort of abstract from the fact that my belly is flopping all over the place. And besides, I remember there was one wise woman who once said to me, you know, it doesn't really matter. No man is ever going to notice your belly with the tits you have. You know, that, like, you know, men, they don't see the belly because they're looking at the cleavage. So if you got good cleavage, you know, just push that up and then nobody will notice the belly anyways because they'll be looking at the cleavage. But, you know, it's not really, it's a self thing. It's not for to please others. Because I very well know that my lover never had a problem with my weight and I always felt comfortable with him. It's myself that I feel uncomfortable with, not the, I mean, it's not my look towards the man that I'm with, because if a man cannot accept the way I am, then he's not worth it. But it's the way I feel myself when I look in the mirror, you know, when I put something on that I wanted to wear and then I feel like I look like an idiot. That's where the problem, the issue lies, not in how others see me, because I don't give a flying F about how others see me or perceive me, but how I perceive myself is where the issue is. And that's where you gotta go in and make the change, how you perceive yourself, how you see yourself. Because most of the things that we're struggling with low self-worth can often be related to how we see ourselves and not really related to others, where we just have to start being less judging on ourselves and less demanding, you know, like, you know, just accept that shit is shit, you know. I don't look like 15 anymore, but hell, I'm a lot cleverer than I was when I was 15 anyways. You know, I got lots of other things going for me now. So yeah, try to accept that. And and move on. I mean, it can be difficult in a society like Denmark, because so much in Denmark, when you look around, is based on being perfectly healthy and skinny and shit like that. And I think that's really wrong. But you see it a lot here. You really see that. I think it's a wrong message that people are sending out in magazines and everything. I think we need to get real. Because right now in Denmark, it's not real. Everything is about fitness and eating healthy and not eating this and not eating that and not doing that. And it drives me crazy. I mean, I even had like the school nurse called me to have a talk with me about my daughter's weight. My daughter is not in any way overweight. In any way, shape or form is she overweight. She's a healthy 8-year-old kid that is growing, and sometimes she's a little bit bigger around the belly, and sometimes she's taller. She's growing. So, she's never been a fat kid. And she called me to have a worried conversation about my daughter's weight. I could have killed the bitch. Sorry, that was a very nasty thing to say, but I could have. I got so angry. I think it's really rare that I've been so angry with someone. And I actually managed to stay calm, because I thought, if I'm gonna throw, a total fit over the phone to this woman, then I'm gonna have a problem, because that was how angry I was, that she would even call me. So immediately I called my lover, and I told him what happened, and he told me, to stop worrying, because my daughter is not fat. And it's just that Danish concept of how they see things, all these fit spelt mommies with all their healthy food, that they put a ton of weight on the shoulders of their kids with their healthy eating. So these kids get issues with food before they even know what the issues with food could be about. All that is about is eating very varied food, like variations, and not all this obsessiveness about weight. And that bugs me, because in Spain that didn't exist, those what's called prejudice, they just didn't exist. You didn't have them. And here it's like every time you're with other people, they're talking about it. Every time you see a magazine or anything, you got that obsessiveness with how skinny or how not skinny. And you got all these skinny women with a big hole between their legs, because it's just, they're so skinny, running around, because they're healthy. I mean, in the bakery, literally here where I live, we have like 3 really posh bakeries. And then we got another normal, like, supermarket bakery. And you cannot get white bread. It is impossible to get white bread at the bakery. No, you can get carrot bread. You can get spelt bread. You can get full grain bread. You can get all grain bread. You can get all kinds of healthy, shitty bread that is all like dark. No white bread. No white bread. And that annoys me, because I want white bread. So now I have to either go to the pizza man to buy the bread he makes for the sandwiches, which is really good, or I have to bake my own, which is what I do. But I'm just thinking, why? These spelt women are just ruling the world and making us not even be able to buy white bread at the bakery. I mean, that is incredible to have such power that 4 or 5 bakeries are not actually selling white bread. That is disturbing. I should be in the public debate about this, you know. Sorry, I'm just on a rant when it comes to that, because it really annoys me when I want white bread that I can't have it. Oh, you already finished? Silver white sounds good to me. That was really fast, Beverly, yeah? Exactly, pictures of women that look like skeletons. No, you've seen her. She's beautiful. And she's definitely not fat. And that nurse has a serious problem if she calls people with worry conversations about that. I would call her up with a worry conversation about her behavior. She might need some treatment for that. Anyways, you know, I got over it, but I was really pissed off. She was lucky that we weren't even, you know, that we were on holiday at that time when she called me for her. The spelt women, they annoy me. You have white bread, Tina. I'm moving. I'm telling you, I'm moving. I want to be somewhere where there's white bread and where there's rigtig rundstykker. Here you can't even get rundstykker in the morning because they're all like filled with spelt nuts or different kind of grains, græskarkerner. They're like filled with carrots and shit. So not just getting a rundstykke, that's a morning bread in Denmark. Just getting that. No. We don't have that. We do not sell that. Berliner. No. Berliner, nej. No, they don't have that. They don't sell that anymore. Rosenbrød, nej. No. But you can get this one with carrots in it. You can get a carrot muffin. Yeah. If I wanted a carrot muffin, I would have ordered a carrot muffin. I want something unhealthy with lots of sugar on it and white bread. So yeah, that's sort of the things that annoy me about my little world that I'm living in and how fake I find it. I find it horribly fake. Yeah, I really find it fake. I find the whole thing fake. I remember sitting in the nursery home. I've always been in the parents association and making the decisions because I want to have some influence on what happens in my daughter's life. And we're sitting there, the parents, and this, the people working there, having a meeting about nursery home policies. And we are eating cake. We're having tea with the sugar and everything. And then on the schedule is that we will have a no acceptance of sugar policy in the nursery home. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, no sugar. The kids cannot have anything with sugar. They cannot have candy. If there's a birthday, then the parents cannot bring a cake or candy cake or sugar. They will have to bring fruit or, you know, things with the fruit or something else, but it cannot be anything with sugar. I'm like, why? Why, oh, why? I just don't get it. We're sitting there eating all the unhealthy stuff and making plans that the kids can't have anything, not even on their birthdays. Damn. I was like appalled. But I of course was totally outvoted because everybody totally agreed on the no sugar policy. And then one mom says, I also want to talk about gun policy. We're talking about nursery home. They finish in a nursery home in Denmark when they're 2.8 years old. She wanted to talk about gun policy because she felt that it was wrong that the kids were playing with the plastic guns when they were playing cowboys and robbers. They should not have any guns or weapons, play weapons, in the nursery home on the playground. So there was a no weapons policy on the nursery home. Then I happened to mention that the outside area, because there was asphalted playground, and then there was like a garden, but that garden, the lawn wasn't mown ever. It was just, you know, growing wildly. So I said that I thought that it would be very good if the kids were wearing shoes when they went outside. Because we all know that black asphalt and sun in the summer, you know, it gets like tar, and that sticks to feet, and it can really hurt little baby feet. And this ungroomed grass was full of wasps and bees and shit. So I just thought that it would be a very good idea if the kids were wearing shoes when outside. Oh no, they have to feel the different consistencies of the ground. That grounds them. Except for the nursery home was also right next to Christiania, where people walk by at night and they throw bottles over the fence. But no. We have a gun policy. We have a no sugar policy in the nursery home. But they can run barefoot on broken glass, asphalt that is burning, and on top of wasps. You know, where's the sense? I didn't give up on being a part of the parents' community, but I did find out very quickly that I didn't really, I was outvoted every time I had a suggestion, and the ridiculous suggestions that did come through, I couldn't do anything about. So it's sort of like live and let go. But I still try my best to just at least give another opinion. But they won't, Ross, because they don't sell it. Where I live is old fancy pants with the bread, and the people who live here, they won't buy that because they want to be like skinny spelt mommies. Spanske år, ja. I'm allergic to carrots. Move to Odense. Oh. Exactly, it's backwards. It's like they're going back. But anyways, you know, we're here for coloring and fun, and I'm just like giving you my rant on modern Danish women and how they are acting like, I don't know, crazy. I don't know why, how come they're so crazy. I mean, it must have happened the 15 years I lived outside of Denmark, because I don't remember it being that crazy when I left Denmark. But it is crazy now. I mean, I'm like looking and I'm thinking, oh my God. And they think that I'm like politically incorrect and you know, like a weird mom. I don't necessarily think they think I'm a bad mom, but they just think that I'm a little bit out there, you know, on the edge. But hey, my daughter is the best. She's top of her class. She's the best behaved kid, and she's the cleverest kid, and everything in her class. That's what her teachers tell me. So I can't be all that wrong, even though I eat white bread and I don't really feel a need for gun policy in a nursery home, or I just want to protect their little feet from burning asphalt and broken bottles and bees, you know. I mean, yeah, I don't. So yeah, protect the little feet. Oh no, they have to feel the ground under them. Yeah, right. They really have to feel that burning asphalt uh, on their little baby feet. That's a great idea. Really great. Clever. But no plastic guns. That sets the wrong picture for what we want to teach our kids. Yeah. So yeah, I have my own little wars that I've tried to fight during the years of uh, of being here with Victoria. It never really. I mean, I'm always outvoted anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. But at least I get to say my opinion. And if I wasn't in the parents' groups and all that, then nobody would hear my opinion, and they would all just sit there and agree, and there would be nobody to tell them that I think they're wrong. So in that way, I guess it does have a purpose what I bid in with, even though that it doesn't really work, that I don't really get anything through. At least I try. At least I try. So yeah, this is developing really nicely. And as you can see now, it will start to move on faster because we actually finished with that whole section there. So this is a long one. This is in for the long one with this one. But I kind of knew when I chose this one because it was a very, very big one. So yeah, now we're staying on that green. We're just going to add the yellow. But the rounds are going to be faster now because we are moving to next level. So I hope you guys are not getting bored. Talking totally out of context about totally different subjects than coloring. But that's kind of, you will just have to get used to that. I will go off topic. And if the new topic I hit is something that burns in my head, then I will probably give you my undivided opinion. And I don't expect anyone to agree with me. I just, just listen to my rant and understand that that's where I'm coming from and that's how I see it. You don't have to agree with me. I'm very good at respecting differences of opinion. I mean, I know with the spelt moms, it's a lost cause arguing with them anyways. It's like fanatics. You know, doesn't matter. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. I'm just thinking, how did they find husbands in the first place? You know, I mean, how many men will take that much bullshit? It is looking good, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's looking really, really awesome. I'm getting more and more happy with the result. I'll put it up in a, like a little bit closer to the camera. You see how pretty it's becoming. It's really coming into shape. So yeah, spelt moms. I don't know if you have spelt moms in the States. Maybe in some areas. Good luck with making coffee. Well, I couldn't stay in Spain because I couldn't handle it financially on my own with working, because working full-time I wouldn't have enough time to take care of Victoria. And I still wouldn't make enough money to pay the rent and the cost of daycare. And, there was a lot of practical reasons why I couldn't stay. And a lot of impractical reasons too. So I just couldn't stay. But mainly, yeah, there was different reasons why I had to go. Some of them weren't really nice, but I just had to start over. So I did. But I can tell you, if I win the lottery, I might move on back. for sure, because I'm sick of it here. I'm sick of the way that, but I don't know. I probably I wouldn't move back because of Victoria, because she's grown up here, and I, you know, for education and stuff. But I definitely, if I win the lottery, I'll definitely get somewhere that I can go in Spain and just go there as often as possible, and be in a more calm world where everything is a little bit less spelty and healthy and all that, you know. Get some good food on, enjoy the weather. You know, it might also be healthy for Victoria when we've been here for some years to maybe live some years in Spain and learn the language, because she really should learn the language, because her dad only speaks Spanish. So you know, it could be. If I could afford it, I would probably do that. I mean, right now I don't really. Yeah, well, you know. Also, I have friends. I have a lot of friends in Spain. I don't really have a lot of friends in Denmark. I'm starting to get some because of the coloring. Now I have Tina and I have Charlotte. So I have gotten some friends. But it's always, I think it's difficult when you've lived somewhere for so many years. I lived there for 15 years in my little village. So to come here and start over has been a really big thing, big change for me. And a lot of things that I'm having difficulty relating to. So in that essence, I might feel more comfortable. But I have to, what weighs the most and what I have to think about first and foremost is what is best for Victoria. And that was why I moved back here, because I thought that this would be best for her in the long run. With what my possibilities were there, because yeah, I can get a good job there, but then I wouldn't be much of a mom because of the work hours there. And yeah. There was also the crisis at that time that did that, you know, it was not really feasible to have an apartment alone without two incomes, even that I had a good income. Then it wasn't really going to pan out financially for me to be there alone with her and also be a mom. Because of that, it looks good. It is looking good. Oh, your family is from Spain. Hablas castellano. I am a strong woman. Oh, is your video stalled? I hate it when that happens. When the video stalls, it's no fun. Might have to reload the page or something. But you won't be able to hear that if it's stalled anyways. But reloading can sometimes do the trick, because I know that it's running here. And it hasn't jumped off. Oops. The red one is going here now. I almost jumped over the fence here. So yeah, I'm just in a good mood. I let go of some of my opinions here. So everybody had to hear my little war against the Danish moms. My little ongoing war. But I think it's valid. I think I'm not crazy. I just have a different outlook on some things where I think they might need to reconsider their own opinions just slightly and adjust them to reality of life instead of these unrealistic ideas. of how everything should be and shouldn't be. I speak fluent Spanish, but that's because I lived there. I speak street Spanish, Catalan. Not really Catalan, more Spanish, but with a Catalan accent because it was in Catalonia. But mine is it's not school Spanish. It's living there kind of Spanish. So definitely not. Well, it's not bad Spanish, but I can't read and write perfectly. I can probably read most anything, and I can also write. I think I can write better than Victoria's dad, and he's from Ecuador, so he's native Spanish, but he hasn't gone to school as many years as I did. So so I think I have an advantage there of being able to put it together with my background. But yeah, I'm pretty okay in Spanish. It does take me longer and longer because I don't practice it daily. Like I used to speak Spanish every day, all day, Spanish and English. Whereas after I'm living in Denmark, I just speak English and sometimes Danish with Victoria, but I rarely speak Spanish because I don't have anybody to speak Spanish with. I try to watch movies in Spanish as much as I can. If I find a movie in Spanish, I'll watch it because it's a good practice to keep a language alive. If you have a second or third language, or how many languages you have, it's always good to try to keep it going by practicing it. And I do enjoy. There's a lot of both in Argentina. They make a lot of good movies, so I do enjoy watching Argentinian movies. And there they also speak Spanish. It's just with an Argentine accent, but I'm pretty good at that one too. So so yeah, in that respect, I try to keep updated with using the language as much as possible. I did buy a book in Spanish that I was going to read, that I know will be a good book because I did read the first one of the same author, but since I rarely go early to bed, and that's where I read, that's in bed before sleeping, then I haven't gotten started with it yet. So this is going very much faster now because we are finished with that section. So this is just like twirling it around. There is only one, you have to remember each time. It's easier, and soon we'll be going down where we can get a little bit more on it faster. So it's not gonna take all night. If you're thinking, oh my God, she's never gonna stop. She's gonna go on and on and on. No, it won't. We'll get there. Sooner or later, we'll get there. But it's definitely not going to be an all-nighter thing. It's moving along beautifully and perfectly. I think it is looking really great. The colors are awesome, and the effects are just what I wanted from this one. And I can't wait to get the rest of them done. It would be nice to get these Weirdi'Dalas out. And the same with the mandalas. They do nothing for me if they're in folders. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you again. Thank you, Patricia. How old are you, baby, Sarah? Go to sleep. Sleep well, Tina. I'll see you tomorrow. It's okay to be tired. Oh, you've been up since 6:15. Ooh. You have to sleep more. I'll try to get on earlier the next days. You know, I'll try to get on a bit earlier. But you know, when Victoria's home, then you know, if it's a weekend, she goes later to bed because then we watch a movie and it's sort of a weekend routine thing. So then I get on a bit later. But you know, I was actually finished early. It's just because I did this extra thingy. It is looking really great. I'm really happy with it. And the colors are awesome. Only I would wish I had found a more vibrant red. But that's on me. Because I do think that there is one that is way more vibrant. I just picked the wrong one. But it does look really nice. Even with that red thing. And that blue is just like that blue. Look at that blue. How that is oomph. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue. So this perfect blue is called Blue Violet. Blue Violet. I don't think it looks violet at all, but that might be what brings it that radiance that I think it has. That might be the violet streak. Not the violent streak, the violet streak. But it does develop nicely. And I think, you know, even though that I'm turning and turning, it might be a nice speed video anyways. Twisting and turning, everything's upside down. So now we got this one, the yellow. Yeah, call me mellow yellow. So yeah, we're gonna go one more round, then we're gonna be moving it up. Nope, that's here. Good thing that where I made the little block is going the red one, so it's not gonna be visible. The little block there. This is gonna be boom, 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 gone. And then we will be developing. This will, all of a sudden, it's like, you know, going down there. But imagine how long this took when I was doing scans of each color going on, and how many scans this would be. It's like pretty crazy. Weirdi'Dala, yeah, that would be nice. See you tomorrow night. I will. Awesome, Beverly. I'm looking forward to see it. Let's see. It's so nice when we see each other's colored after. I mean, it's so awesome to see what everybody did. I really, really enjoy that. I enjoy saving them, and yeah, it's great to see. And it makes me really happy because I feel like, you know, it's sort of like a big cadeau, like it's a compliment to me that somebody wants to take the time and color my work. And that's why, you know, sometimes I get moved to tears when I see the colored ones. I know I'm not really a teary, whiny one, but I do get moved to tears sometimes when I see your colored stuff, because I'm just like, it's such a big gift to me to see that. And it makes me really, really happy. So now I said that, and yeah, it means the world to me, you know. It's like, it gives my work life and meaning that somebody wants to interact with it. And it proves to me that I wasn't wrong about the work that I do. The only thing that I was wrong was that I didn't make sure that people saw my work, because nobody was seeing it before, because I wasn't showing anyone. And I can't expect anyone to play with my work if they haven't seen it, can I? I mean, this is just not natural. So here we go. This was the light green, so I put the yellow on. And then I continue that yellow here. Because we're moving on. It's going to be cool, cool. It's going to be cool. I'm actually feeling a little bit like I'm going to put the yellow here. Because I want to continue this one here. And otherwise it's not going to happen. So I'm going to move on a little bit with this one. I'm also going to do it down here. So yeah, I'm developing this one a little bit further because it doesn't really connect the same way as the other ones did. So yeah, so we're moving along with this one. And that's what's going to continue on the next sections. That we just move on with this plan. So that was inside there. It's inside here. And then we're going to do those 2 rows because they're not really connected. And we also want to keep it under 4 hours. So yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying my moments here with you guys. It's a really good joy for me, and the best joy is also when I wake up and I get on the computer and I start working and I see all the beautiful colored pieces. I'm like, wow, I'm just in awe. And really, it's just a happy moment. And to see that, I get so excited, and I'm like all over the place, and I show my daughter, and she's politely interested, and she does love to follow and look at everything that I've done and everything that you guys are doing, and she gets really impressed. But she just get like distracted if she sees a kitty cat or a puppy or something like that, you know, then she prefers that. But no, she's very supportive. It is really lovely. I think it's really nice. Yeah, it's beautiful to have your work appreciated and just to see. I've done a lot of work. I'm what you would call a very productive artist. When I work, I work. I'm not one of those people who produce one piece in a couple of years. If I'm working and I'm in a working mode, then I produce. And I've always been that way. Oh, but I'm always okay. Don't worry about me. I'm just sometimes, if I'm sitting, like today I was also again drawing new weirdies. So, if I'm sitting drawing and then I had to go get cigarettes and before I went on because I didn't want to sit here and not have cigarettes, and that would be horrible. So I had to go down. And I normally don't go down after dark. Well, in the winter time, you have to go down after dark because it's dark at 4. But normally I'm not so comfortable going down when it's dark. But I did it tonight, like that was like a little bit over 11 when I went down. But I know it's okay. I mean, I know the guys in 7-Eleven. They're really sweet, and they all know me, and they know I live right across the street. And the guard down there knows me as well, and it's just not a big thing. I can pretty much go. Besides, I'm not scared of people on the street. I have a very hard exterior, which means that I'm not like the kind of person that people will approach. I mean, not I don't I've had bad experiences, but usually that has been with people that I didn't know, that I knew, not with strangers. when I've had something bad happen. It's always been people that I knew and trusted, not strangers. Because with strangers I have my guard up. But with people that you know and trust and maybe love, you can get very surprised of how their character can change in a second. And that I never expected. In that respect, I've been naive. But my issues have never been really with unknown people. It's always been people that I knew. They're more dangerous, I think, sometimes. So that's good. We're getting to the light green. So no, yeah, I'm not afraid to go down or to go outside in the night. I think I probably prefer that there's not a lot of people around. But I do not like that it's so dark. You know, I don't like it just feels so murky. When it's winter here, it feels murky. And I don't really like that. In Spain, it stays light longer. It's more or less the same time all year round that it gets dark in Spain. So it's different. Where here, like in the winter, you know, it's dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's dark until like 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's just so few hours of daylight. So little of it. I'm so glad you're looking forward to it. Maybe, you know, in a couple of months you'll start getting sick of me, or even in a couple of weeks you'll think, oh no, now she's on again. Nah, I hope not. I'll try to, yeah, well, you already know me, so you know kind of what I'm about and what I do and how I do it and how I talk and what I talk about. And, you know, I always get into, I always have a lot of different subjects that I'm a little bit passionate about, so I always have something that can come up. But definitely, no, I will not always be talking about coloring or cooking or, you know, it'll be sometimes there's something, if something happened that day, then I'll probably talk about that, you know. We always talk about what's closest to home. And I definitely, you know, that's when I'm here coloring with you guys, I feel like, you know, I'm in a social setting, so I'll be talking about what's going on right now with me and in my life and with my daughter, because that's sort of what's relevant in my moment, besides from coloring and drawing. And I'm looking forward to, I'm really going to try to clean up and back to those new weirdies that I made, so I can at least show you, so you can see what I'm working on with the new weirdies. I think it could be fun for you guys to see them and just like follow them a little bit. Like they're coming new weirdies to life almost every day, because I'm so inspired by coloring the weirdies every night. So then I feel much more like drawing them and much more inspired and much more happy with it. So well, I've always been happy with the weirdies, but I always knew when I drew the first ones, the ones that we're coloring now, I always knew that, you know, they are funny and they're happy, and people just need to see them and get to know them. And then I really think that a lot of people will see the fun in coloring them and having a good relaxed time with them, because they are so, they're sweet and funny and funky, and you can put anything into them that you like. Even like meanings and stuff like that. So, oh, that's awesome to hear. So yeah, I'm having a great old time coloring these with you guys. And it will be a weirdy year. I never make like what's called New Year's resolutions. I don't do that, because I think you know, that's bull crap. Because I probably never keep a New Year's resolution anyways. But in a way, a Weirdi'Dala is kind of a New Year's resolution because it's a kind of a big commitment. But the plan is that, you know, when I get some guest hosts, and, you know, sometimes I will also need a little break one day, or have to do something. I might, you know, if I ever start seeing my boyfriend again, I might, you know, like need an evening where I can sort of maybe have dinner with him or something like that, and hang out with him. Maybe I should teach him to color. He doesn't know that I'm doing this every day right now. I think he doesn't know the scope of what I'm doing every day right now, because we didn't really talk about it because I've been pissed off with him. So he's still trying to get on my good side, I think. He probably will. He's a nice guy. I just think, you know, he doesn't know me yet. He's only known me for 4 months, so 5 months soon, probably. So he's not really that secure about me. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, it will be fine too. You know, I'm a big girl. I can handle it. So we'll see when we figure it out, and he's less intimidated by me being such a strong woman. I think I kind of deterred him, because the other day he was like calling and he said, I was so scared that you wouldn't answer the phone. And I said, well, I was asleep, so I answered the phone because I do that automatically when asleep. Then I just answer it without seeing who it is. If I'm awake, I'll probably see who it is, and then I'll decide if I'll take it. But, you know, I'm also the kind of person, if somebody calls me, I take it. If I know who it is. If it's some unknown number, then there's a big fat chance that I won't take it. But if it's somebody that I can see who it is, then I will take it, because I think that it's devastating to call someone and they don't answer. So if I can, I will answer. But he was like, I was scared you weren't gonna answer when I called because you were so angry last time. And I said, yeah, well, you know, I want a man, not a pussy. You know, if I wanted a pussy, I would have bought a cat. So yeah. And I think that what might have been a little bit strong words, because he is kind of a proud alpha male. So being told that I want a man and not a pussy was maybe putting it slightly too strong. Might have been slightly too strong way of expressing my emotions. Could have been. But I couldn't help it. I mean, that's my character. He also has to get used to the fact that I will say it like it is. So, you know, we'll see when he calls back again after that. Yeah, but that's fine. I'm okay with the hour. Oh, that's awesome, Russ. I'm so happy that you're telling people. No, he would never sway me from. Nobody can sway me from doing what I do. What I do is a part of me. My art. What I do with you guys here is such a big part of me. Nobody would ever be able to sway me from that. Besides, he's not that. He's really, since we met, he's very, very interested in what I do. He's very interested in the books. He's very interested in my art. It's the first time that I see like a genuine interest from a man about what I do. He's like, he comes by and he's like, let's sit down and look on the computer and on the stuff you did. And he's really, really into that. And he thinks that it's awesome what I do. And he totally respects it and thinks that I'm pretty amazing. So definitely I can see that he knows that I know what I'm doing, and he knows that this is my work hours. This is where I do my stuff. So you will have to be available at other hours, or wait, you know. Or you can take part. You know, there's nobody who says he couldn't, you know, there's nobody who says he couldn't color with us. You know, I mean, it might look a little bit funny, but, you know, there's nobody who says he couldn't do that if he wanted to. So, but definitely, that's one of the things that I do like about him, because he is, you know, he's shown interest in other parts of me than just the female version. He's shown interest in the artist and in what I do, my work, and he's not intimidated by my kid. And, you know, he's like more like, from day one I meet him, he's a part of everything in a way, you know. So it's not in a distance like that, but maybe, I don't know. We just have to wait and see what happens. I am a strong-minded lady, and that's what he says. You're a very, very strong woman, and yeah, I am. And that might in itself take a little bit of time to get used to that. For a guy who is a very strong guy and a very alpha, who is used to being the strong one, to meet a woman like me who is as strong as and as strong-willed as I am, can probably be a little bit intimidating if you're used to being on top of everything. I can respect that. We'll have to see what happens. I hope I didn't scare him totally away with saying I need a man, not a pussy, because that was probably slightly strong. But you have to think that I was asleep. You know, you say stuff when you're asleep. I mean, I was sleeping. You know, then, you know, call me when I'm awake, then I won't say really harsh stuff. They're really shaping up really nicely. I speak Danish and English and Spanish mainly, but I also understand German. I can read German. I can also say something, but I'm not very grammatically good. I studied Russian and Chinese, but it's 20 years ago, so I can't use it. I mean, I would be able to say some easy phrases in Chinese and in Russian. I can read a book, but I can't communicate. Because it's so many years ago. So yeah, I would say that my strong points are Spanish and English right now. Earlier in my life, I would say Spanish, English, Latin, Italian, Portuguese. But I'm older now and I haven't used everything. And then back then it would also be Russian and Chinese, but now I'm older and I haven't used it and I don't use it daily. But I do know that if I go to any country, anywhere in the world, I will pick up the language pretty fast, because I have such a huge background in language, because I studied linguistics at the university. And I have a high level of Latin, which does help you with a lot of languages. So even French, I can read quite a bit. I do not really. I can also, you know, read some Dutch. I can understand some Dutch, but proficiently to be able to like communicate in a flow, I would say English, Spanish, and Danish. Maybe, yeah, maybe German. Maybe. I do like languages. I mean, the reasons I studied Russian and Chinese were because I love the fact that Russian is a different alphabet, it's a Cyrillic alphabet, And then the character build of Chinese, I just love that, the characters. And that was more from an artistic point of view that I did study that, because I felt that I could use it in my art. If you have knowledge of these things, you can use it. And yeah, so I do have a big love of languages. And the more complex, the more interesting I find them. So, yeah. I'm sure if I go to somewhere, no matter where, then I will very quickly pick up the language, or at least, you know, be trying very quickly, because it's just in my nature. I like languages. I'm very methodical like that. So, and I'm not afraid of failing. So I'll just make up my own words if people don't understand me, and usually people will understand me. Oh, but you can read it. That's also awesome. Ah, that's not hola. In Portuguese, it's a little bit more like, I always call Portuguese. I used to have a Brazilian boyfriend, and my ex-husband got a Brazilian wife, and I was in Brazil twice. And the times I was there, I did get better at the Portuguese. Now mau, now pau. That's what I like to say in Portuguese. But how do you say hello? It's oh, I don't remember. I like pau de queijo. But hello in Portuguese, I have to really ever say hello in Portuguese. I have said hello, because I've said hello to my ex's new wife, and she was from Brazil, and I've been there, so I have. But no, right now I don't remember hello. It's off bat. But now Mao, now Pao, that's the saying I made, which means no hands, no bread. In Denmark, you have a saying, no hands, no cake. So if you can't take the cake, you can have the cake. It's a very strange saying, actually, but it just works so well in Portuguese. So that was sort of my my go-to saying. Calla a boca. Shut your mouth. Yeah, it's a wrong spelling, but you got yeah, calla a boca. That's like shut up. But yeah, I do like languages. But you also get I think just if you're traveling and you're living internationally, you meet more foreigners, and you come in touch with more languages, and then you pick up little things along the way, and that's good and healthy. So I like that. Thank you, Daisy. Oi, oya, hola. Well, it's the same. In Spanish, you say hola, but you spell it with the H. Oi, oi. I know. Yeah, now I see it. Oh, Heather, maybe you should go to sleep if you're tired. No falling asleep, you have to sleep sometimes. Portugal, yeah. You do pick up those phrases sometimes. I didn't like Brazil. I was in Rio. It was beautiful. My ex had a flat in Copacabana beach, in the posh part. Very lovely place. And I was in what was it called? The island Mosqueiro. I was there too. Where some friends of mine had a house. It was a beautiful island, and it's got like saltwater beaches because the river surrounds like the Mosqueiro, the island Mosqueiro is it's really awesome. It's a saltwater river, so you have these saltwater beaches. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. No, not saltwater. It was a river. Now I'm like getting confused on how to say it. Yeah, it's a fresh water, of course, because it was a river with the Mosqueiro. So these beaches were not like your normal regular beaches, but when you looked out on this river, you could not see. It looked like you were looking over the ocean because it was so huge. It was a really, really beautiful place, and I was gonna move there. My ex wanted me to move there. And I was gonna move there to have a house there on the island next to where my friends had a house. It was really beautiful. I was so afraid when I had to go the first time because I'm like, I was afraid of creeps, like snakes and insects and stuff. But it was so beautiful there, and such a nice and welcoming people that lived there. On the island, everybody was really like welcoming. I even like I think I had been there for like 4 or 5 days, and then I met the mayor, and he invited me for his birthday party because he was just so happy that there was some foreigners there, and he was like, "No, really, if you come live here, you should be on our new board of tourism, and I could really use your input as a it was like I was invited to the mayor's party, and he was talking about getting me on the board of tourism in there on the island, and it was just like I felt so overly welcome in the community. And normally there would be like a police car in front of the mayor's house, and his house was like, I think 5, 6 houses down from the house where I was. It was like after I came, it was like, the police car that usually watches my house, I've told them to park in between our 2 houses so that they can watch yours too, like where I was living. It was like, I've never felt so welcome in a place as I felt there. It was like crazy. So sweet, and it was like everywhere I went, if it was a supermarket, was a local restaurant, if I just went to the little huts where like on the beach where you could have a drink or something, everybody was just so sweet and very, very, very friendly. It was a very, very good experience. Very different than, for instance, I mean, in Rio, in Copacabana, my ex had hired a bodyguard, so I had my own bodyguard because he thought blonde woman like that, this is not good. Which I think he's probably right about, that it wouldn't have been all that great if I'd been walking around on my own. But in Mosqueiro, I felt like the people were so nice. I did feel, that it was not the safe. You had to stay in the neighborhood where you were and not move too far into the jungle because it became very, like very, very, very poor. So that could be a little bit dangerous. But I felt really comfortable there. I was surprised about that because I was also afraid of the heat because of the asthma. I'm not I'm not good with overly humidity. But it wasn't humid. That it wasn't like that. It was very comfortable to be there. Really nice place. So yeah, I did enjoy my time in Brazil. Both times I was in Brazil. But I have to say Mosqueiro was probably what I enjoyed the most. Much more than Copacabana. I mean, Copacabana was more fashionable and there was all the shops and everything and all the restaurants and all the fancy stuff and nice big shops and supermarkets, and you could get anything. You can get anything. But I think that in the island, it was just, beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I'm using Chameleon, and these ones are Chameleon color tones. And yes, you can get them on Amazon. You can see here, Chameleon. Chameleon. And these are from the color tone set. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I will have to go there again to get to know it, Daisy. For sure. Weirdi'Dala. Maceo and Natal. Ooh, yeah. Yes, you can get them on Amazon. They are from this pack. Right now it looks very empty because there's 52 in it. And I have the color tones for it, which I will be using on some other days when I'm comfortable with the set. I will be using those as well, where you can go from one color to another color. And you can also blend them from light to dark. There's like a blender chamber here, where you can put blank blender fluid onto the tip, and then it will start with a light color, and then you can work it darker depending on how long time you let them touch. So yeah, I will also be looking at that. But I work with every night we have a color Weirdie a day, and I do work with different markers and different pencils and pens, so I'm not doing the same markers every day. But I definitely come back to these because I'm sort of in the middle of exploring them myself, because I first opened them when I started the color Weirdy a Day. So I'm not proficient in them yet, so I'm learning with you guys a little bit. So little by little, I'll get better at it, and yeah, we'll get better results, and I'll move into the color tops and the gradients. But it depends which drawing I'm working on. If I feel that it fits, then I'll try to look at it. But these are, yeah, right now I'm just using them like regular markers, because I'm exploring the colors and getting to know the colors, so that I will be better at making decisions when I'm gonna try the color tops on. I'm still a little bit intimidated about doing that, so I'll get there. I take it step by step, I take it slow and easy, and I color and have fun. And these are my drawings, of course, that I'm coloring. And you have to know that right now, when this video is on, you can actually get this drawing for free. There's a link in the description of the video. After I finish the video, I will change the price of the drawing. It's just a perk for those who participated in the video, who's sort of been present, that they can get it for free, and then I will put a price on it, and that's it afterwards, because this will be of one of my coming books. I already have Weirdi'Dala 1 and Weirdi'Dala 2, and this will be in Weirdi'Dala 3. And I'm actually doing this coloring for the cover artwork, And that's why we're doing an extra, because normally I do a Weirdie a day. And I've been doing that since the 1st of January. And that will continue. And each day's Weirdie you can also find on my pay hip for free. And all of the ones from January are still on there. They said it's 0+, which means that people can leave a tip if they like what I'm doing and want to support me in being able to continue to do so. But I've chose to do it that way because that way even those that might not be able to afford to buy the books or buy the pages can still be a part of it. And that's more or less what I want, that everybody can have a chance of participating. So that's why it's like that. It's like that. So you see, we're moving on here. And this one is going to be white, because it's an eye, in my opinion. So I see that as an eye. So that's why I keep it white around the eye, to make an emphasis on the whole eye thing, because there's a lot of eyes on the Weirdies and on the Weirdi'Dalas, so I try to keep the emphasis there. And this is pretty. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty. I think it's shaping up really nicely, and you get a good result. I really still wish that I found a more brilliant red, like a more vibrant. But I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it. It will be. I will get that perfect one. And yeah, tomorrow is the Weirdie of the 13th, and it's already on the pay hip for free. And when I finish this video, of course, as usual, I will put up the Weirdie of the 14th, so that you can get him a slight bit in advance and be ready for the 14th, because it's going to be fun. And I can tell you one thing. No, I won't tell you. I'll show you the Weirdie of the 14th. He's the chop master. I'm just gonna show you. Have a little peek on him. Look at that. Isn't he a cutie? He's a funny choppy dude, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to color him. So that's the one that I'll be putting up after I finish, that you can go and get on the pay hip at 0+, and he will be colored on the 14th. So there's something to look forward to, and yeah, we do this every day. And then people who feel like it and can join. You don't have to color. You can just join and kick in the conversation, but of course mainly, you know, this is coloring. Some people color, some people knit, some people color the Weirdie of the day, others people color another Weirdie or a totally different drawing. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not going to get offended if you're coloring somebody else's color page while you are watching my video and hanging out with me. I mean, it's a personal choice that you make, and that's what you feel in that moment, and then that's the right thing to do in that moment. There's no rules. Yeah, he is a choppy one. He's a choppy cool dude. He's got everything going for him, and he's going to be fun, and he's going to be, well, he's not for tomorrow. We have another one. This one's for tomorrow. I'll just show you now that I'm sitting here. Like, look, this is for tomorrow. This is another very cool one. I mean, it could also be very cool like this. Then you get a whole different perspective. So that's the one for tomorrow. But the other one is the one I'm going to put on the pay when I finish coloring here. And that will be for the 14th. So now we know what we're doing the next 2 days. And they're both pretty cool and pretty awesome. And I think we're going to have a great time with both of them. Maybe we can make up some stories about them, about their lives and what matters to them. And I can promise you that after the 14th, the 15th, yep, that one is going to be cool too, because that's a girly weirdie. Yeah, I know there's not a lot of girly weirdies, but that is a girly weirdie. The 15th is a definite queen weirdie. She's a very, very strong queen weirdie. And I think you'll like her. She's a little bit more difficult to turn upside down because, yeah, she's a woman. And you can't just turn a woman upside down. You have to have like great reasoning to do that. So, yeah, she's not really that easy to turn upside down, but I bet you're gonna love her. And of course I'll hit her up tomorrow after we finish coloring the 13th. Yeah, Piggy, standing Piggy. Maybe he's a piggy boy. I draw them on the iPad with my Apple Pencil. Pudgy, yeah, Pudgy possibly. Yeah, I draw them on the iPad with my Apple Pencil, most of the weirdie's. Thank you so much, Bev. Yeah, okay, I will show you. Now, I'm going to show you the queen. She is definitely, you're going to like, she's like respect. This is the 15th. Can you see? She is kind of a queenie. And she's going to be difficult to turn upside down. I mean, you can, but it's not the same as the dude weirdies. The dude weirdies are easier to turn upside down than this one, because she's got her whole hat and eyelashes and stuff going for her. So that's the 15th. So now we've had a little preview of our next 3 days. So, I mean, the weirdies keep coming. I have weirdies coming out of my ears. They're not gonna stop. So just be prepared. Be prepared. So yeah, I'm here. So now you saw the weirdies of the next couple of days. What do you guys think? Is it gonna be fun? I think so. I think so. I shouldn't answer my own questions. That's like a rhetoric thing to do. Dawn, why did I do that? Anyways, yeah, I'm excited because we've got 3 absolutely awesome weirdies coming up. And after that, we have another lot of awesome weirdies coming up, because I think they're all kind of funny and funky. Yeah, and we haven't had a lot of girls so far, so she's gonna be cool. Yeah. I love the weirdies myself because they have character, and once you like get to know each weirdie, you find the, you know, while you're spending time on coloring them, you kind of get to know them. Like I got to know them when I drew them, and now with coloring a Weirdie a day with you guys, I get to revisit them and get to know them again, because some of them I already colored once. But I did draw all of them. I did give birth to them in some kind of way, you know. They're born out of my hand. And good night, Charlotte. Sleep well. Oh, you have to get up in 2 hours. You really need to get your rest. Good night, Charlotte, and sleep really well. And see you again really soon. So yeah, so we know that what we got coming the next 3 days is not going to be boring. It's going to be fun. I don't think that any weirdies are boring because they weren't made to be boring. They were born out of fun. They were born out of creative moments of sitting and drawing, and a lot of them, they take shape before I know that they're taking shape, and then all of a sudden I can see them, and then they start to appear and they get stronger, and then I work on the features that I see, and that's how they're born. And yeah, I think it's going to be awesome fun to share all of the weirdies with you guys. And I hope you will enjoy it to do this with me. And yeah, I am working on new weirdies. So even though that I got 366 for the whole year that already was published, I am drawing new ones. So if it becomes a total hit and everybody loves them, there will be more weirdies to come because I can't stop drawing them. That's kind of compulsive. No, I've never met a boring weirdie either. I don't think so. I think I've drawn some boring weirdies, but they never made the cutting table. A lot of weirdies have been sacrificed in my drawing process. I'm telling you, that's a lot of weirdies. A lot of weirdies didn't make it. And I'm cruel like that. I just delete them. Totally delete them. But 366 made it for this year. Well, last year. And this year we're coloring them. And I think that I don't know how many I have so far for the next collection, but I do have quite a few. But I don't like to say that it's a collection before until I have all the ones that I want. So I do like to hold back on that until I have a complete. And my complete goal is, of course, to have 366 again. And yeah, and maybe, you know, on the days where I'm lucky, then after dinner I draw 1 or 2. But I'm also, the weirdies, like, you know, they are like developing, like everyone. You always evolve over time. And some of the weirdies are getting more complicated. And that's the ones that I put in the art series. If you remember when we were coloring in December, the guys of you who were here, we colored some in December that are really, really, really crazy, like Passionata that we did for New Year's. That was a huge, huge, huge difficult one. And those are not in the Weirdy series. Those belong to another series called Art Series. And now they're just on that special, the collection, where I put the ones that we did in December and the new ones. And it's a pretty awesome collection, I actually think, because those drawings are really the newest of the newest that I've done, because most of those drawings, the 39 new ones on top of the 11 that we did in December, the 39 new ones were almost all of them drawn in December as well. So they're probably, yeah, it's the new stuff that I have, except for the new weirdies that I'm drawing. Then that is the newest that I have. So that collection is kind of unique because I'm sort of exploring different ways for mandalas in it. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. But I just thought, you know, I wanted, when I'm going to put a collection of 11 that I put out there for free, I wanted to add some extra love to it. And that's in the really new drawings, and in the fact that you also get the colored ones. So you have in that collection, you have my colored ones that I did of those 11 in December that you can actually print if you like, or you can use as inspiration. And normally I sell my prints, so you're actually getting my mine. So that's okay, that's cool. So you have them. So it's actually a pretty unique collection, and it won't be going in any books. So it's a one-off thing that is only going to be available there on my page. So I think it's cool. And I was thinking a lot about what I'm going to do, because of course I'm like, you know, getting new followers daily, and I'm glad to see that I'm getting followers and not just likes. Now I actually have more followers than likes, whereas I've always had more likes than followers. And that means that people are interested in seeing my videos, and if you follow, you get those notifications easier, I think. Even though that Facebook is going to change something that, so you see more of your family members and less of the businesses and stuff like that. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. Maybe that's why they're putting all of the artists in jail and I don't know what, which is weird. But I'm actually really close to having 5,600 followers. When I looked, it was, I think it was 5,595 or something like that, which means that I'm pretty close to 6,000. And I am thinking, because I want to do something when I hit 6,000, not because I need to hit 6,000 to do something, but I just had, the whole of December was one huge giveaway. But I'm actually thinking that when I hit 6,000, I'm going to have a revisit one day, just one day, to the epic Christmas giveaway, those 24 books. And then everybody can put up, I will make a post or something when we hit 6,000. Everybody can enter one comment with 3 books from the epic giveaway that they would like to have. So that means that new people who started to follow me after the epic Christmas giveaway and wasn't a part of that has a chance to win some of them. 3. Everybody can enter 3. They choose themselves from the epic 24, which 3 they want to enter. That means if there's somebody who missed a couple of books in the epic, they could enter those. So I'm thinking to do something like that when I hit 6,000 followers. So that's in about 405 followers, maybe. Yeah, 4, 7. I don't know. We'll see. But that's, I was thinking about that today, if that wouldn't be a neat idea. So I'm not sure. That, or maybe to make some special discount. And I think maybe, you know, it's nicer to have a complete giveaway than some discount, you know. So that's just what I'm thinking. That's awesome, Bev. That's so sweet of you. Which artist? Oh, you won't miss out. I don't know where I missed something, did I? Or what? No, I didn't. I don't think I missed anything. I'm right on track. And it's shaping up really nicely here. We're over 3 hours, 3:20. A good thing that we're getting close to being done, because I don't want to go over the 4. At 4 hours it will cut off anyway, so but we will get there before that. We are very, very close to the end of this one, but I knew that this one was going to be long because it was one of the more complicated ones. But that's good, because then the other ones I can take where it's less time. Now today, because the Weirdi was not so big, then I could sort of have enough time to do a big effort on this one. And it does look really pretty, and I think this one will most likely be the one that goes on the front page. Usually when I do those 10, I have one that will go on the front page, and then 9 to go on the back page as smaller ones. And I'm thinking that this one, because it's very elaborate, will be the one that will hit the front page, the front cover. Thank you. It's so nice that you guys want to watch me. I will be sure to hold it up closely so you can really see it and get everything in. And I will also, of course, I will be scanning it, and it will go up in the colored albums where you can see it from really close. So it will be, I will hold it up. The colors are just awesome, and it looks really, really beautiful. And I'm very happy with how it's turning out. I think it is worth the effort to just sit and take it slowly, because I could have done this in half the time if I'd been rushing. But I didn't. I have this thing, like, I don't like to rush things. I don't like to run after a bus. I'd rather wait for the next one. That might have something to do with being a smoker, because I'd rather like smoke a cigarette while I'm waiting for the next one than run for this one. But I just like, I think rushing is not healthy, especially not in coloring and art. And I also have this thing that if I'm gonna do something, I might as well do the best that I can do. And I don't think that if you rush, you do the best that you can do. So in that aspect, I just like to take my time and let the thing that I'm doing take the time that it takes. So I don't like to rush. If you rush, you only get things half done. And that's not really satisfying. It's more satisfying to take a little bit more time and put the effort in and get a result that you'll be really proud of. It depends what you're doing it for, But yeah, that's just how I am. And this is the lightest green. So that means that we'll be starting on the last round with the yellow now. So we're almost there. We are going on the very, very last round. No. I'm doing fine. We're 3 hours and 24 minutes. I won't get time added. I don't hope. I hope not. Why would I? I didn't do anything wrong last time. I mean, I didn't share excessively. I didn't. And I mean, when I get out of jail, I'll try to really. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong last time. That's why it seems so unfair. And I'm doing fine on time because is it 4 hours that it cuts off, and we'll be done in about 5-10 minutes. Then we're done. So we get it done before the 4 hours are done. So yeah, we are very close to the finishing line here. And then of course, yeah, I'll hit up the one for the 14th. 13th is already up on Payhip, and I'll change the banner, and I'll be working on them videos, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow when I finish. I'm just going to do the last ones, and I'm going to hold it up and say goodbye. I'm not going to finish without saying anything, unless it cuts me off, but it won't, because we're still over half an hour away from the 4 hours. So it actually took quite a while to get this one down, but I think it's really worth the time because the result is awesome. The colors are great. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. And we had a good Friday evening. And hey, tomorrow is Saturday, so we're gonna have a party tomorrow. Saturday is a party day. So let's look out. Tomorrow is gonna be awesome. Tomorrow maybe, yeah, it's gonna be a good day. For sure, it's gonna be a good day. Every day is gonna be a good day. A Weirdie day is a good day. As long as you keep the Weirdie in your heart, and your heart open, and you keep on smiling and enjoying life, then every day is a good day. You see? How pretty it became. Colors are really awesome. It's a pretty awesome result, I think. I'm very happy with it. No? Yeah. So that's it. Pretty awesome. So I'm gonna say goodbye now. And I'm gonna say thank you for tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. And I hope you have a great night, because now it is actually pretty late for everyone. I think it's early for me now. So now it's like, yeah, 4:34. So yeah, I'll be just finishing up with getting the last things up, and then I'll be sleeping. So I don't think I'll be doing videos before until tomorrow. So you guys sleep well, and thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I appreciate you for being here. Bye-bye. Sleep well.